Hi YouTube, so I'm here to talk about the misconception of working as a sales associate. I thought it was very important that I talk about this topic. I know some of y'all who feel that if you work as a sales associate, that means you will have experience being a buyer or a store manager or be promoted as a store manager or a buyer, and I just want to let y'all know that's not how it works. If you want to get the best experience working as a store manager or a buyer, I would suggest that you consider working in a boutique store. A boutique store has all its ups and downs that a regular corporation company goes through in retail. Now, 20 years ago, you didn't need your bachelor's to get a job as a buyer or a store manager. Now, because of the economy and consumers are no longer loyal to brands, it's very important that you have your bachelor's to get a job as a buyer or a store manager. Now, you have to understand there are people in the fashion industry who don't have their bachelor's and who work in retail for 15 to 20 years as a store manager or assistant buyer, and they're not going to let some rookie young adult who just got their bachelor's out of college take their position. Now, if you want to get a job experience being a buyer or a store manager, like I say, you want to work in a boutique store because you will learn everything you need to know to run a retail business. Or you could go to school and take up these majors, a business administration, fashion merchandising, accounting, or a planner, and do an internship in the fashion industry, or like I say, work in a boutique store. Now, retail companies such as Saks, Bloomingdale's, Macy's, etc. like to hire you right from college. They like to recruit college students. Why? Because they know that they're fresh, they're young, and they haven't developed all the bad habits of working in multiple jobs. So they like to hire these people straight out of college and have them work in the executive training program. Now, the executive training program is a program that's offered by every corporate company that shows you how to run their own company, their own corporate company. If you ever get an opportunity to work in the executive training program in any corporation, I would highly recommend that you take the position. Now, some of these positions require you to work out of state. So if that happens, you should consider working out of state. You could always go back to your hometown and start all over again, because at least you have that background, especially if you have on your resume that you worked in executive training program. That's a big plus. So that's why if you are a sales associate and you work in a corporate company like Macy's, Gap, etc., it's not going to look so great on your resume, because they know all you do is clock in, full close, and clock out, or stock the inventory. And that's not enough experience to say, okay, I have a background in retail, I know how to run the store, or I know how to handle inventory as a buyer. And that's why I can't stress enough that if you work in the boutique, you most likely will get hired faster than just becoming a sales associate at a corporate company, because these human resources who work in these corporate companies know that that's not enough experience. Now, if you get the opportunity to work in the executive training program, or you get the opportunity to become assistant buyer in these corporations, don't assume that you will get to go on fashion shows and get to pick out what it's going to sell, because usually the people on top have the final say of what merchandise they want to sell to the consumers, and it's very competitive to get that type of position. You got to be like the CEO to get that position to say, okay, this is what I want the consumer to buy. So it's good to just go in there, get the executive trainer program, spend a few years, and then consider working in a boutique shop as a buyer. If you become a buyer as a boutique shop, you will get to pick what garment sells to your consumers. So this is my advice to y'all, and I hope it helps. And if y'all have any more questions or comments, just leave it. Okay? Alright, bye for now.